What's going on, gang? Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be working on my absolutely immaculate 2003 Derbi ATLANTIS two-stroke scooter. Now what I want to do is change out this whole handlebar setup. You know, I don't like the plastic, so I want to get rid of this and put something a whole lot better on. Well, I think it's a whole lot better. Okay, here's the old Speedo, and as you can see, there's not much on it. You know, you have your Speedo for your miles per hour, which is horribly inaccurate, and just basically a mile counter down there, and some indicator lights. You know, if your high beam's on, if you're getting low on gas, or you're low on oil, because this thing is a two-stroke, and just, you know, if your signals are on. That's it. All right, over here on the staging table, we got everything I want to put on the bike today. We have a Trail Tech Vapor, new old stock. I think this thing is back from like 2004 or 9, somewhere in between there. Here's the box, guys. It was for a Honda CRF 250X, 450X, and it's for the years of 2004 to 2009. So you can tell this is the old Trail Tech Vapor box, but this unit has never been used. Still has the plastic on the screen. Now we have a mounting bracket and a handlebar bracket kit, and here's our new handlebars, guys. I just picked this handlebar up off of Facebook Marketplace the other day for 10 bucks. Now the handlebar clamp comes off that knockoff Honda Joker that we use for a parts bike for Chuck Bagger. I have some brake levers that came from the old Salvage Emporium, aka the junkyard. They're kind of faded, but we're not gonna worry about it right now. We'll touch all that up when we get ready to paint the bike. And here's our right hand brake reservoir and everything. Now this is a brand called, where is it at? I don't know. It's on here somewhere. Niffin, some crap. Here it is. You say that. I can't. Niffin. Anyway. But yeah, that's what I want to put on the bike, guys. So also, I got some new switches, hand controls. I have the go left, go right switch, whatever the heck this toggle is, and I think that's the horn button. Now this came off that same Honda CBR as the brake levers, the on, stop, start, power switch for the right hand. So all right, gang, enough talking. Let's go ahead and break this off. Now we're going to have to do a little customization because that handlebar clamp does not bolt right up the same way this handlebar does. So I'm gonna show you. Let me get this off. Okay, now I have the flarings off. I took the back panel of the leg shield off down here and all the ones around the handlebar, and you can see it's mounted different. We have a clamp and we have a bolt going straight through the triple tree, and on the one I'm going to use is just one center bolt. So what I'm going to have to do is drill a hole directly in the middle, and I don't know if you guys can see, we kind of got a center line right here, so that's cool beans. What I'm gonna do before I take it off, I'm going to mark it, and then we'll measure from this side to that side so we can find dead center. We're also going to have to relocate these signal lights. Now I was going to cut this bar off and weld it here to kind of keep the same style, but I noticed that we have some plugged off light housings here, so I'm thinking we'll just move these signal lights, take them apart, and try to move these bulbs down to these spots here that's already blocked off. So that's cool. I never even noticed that it had those two spots for signals on the side, so that's cool. That's going to keep this thing real streamlined and, you know, looking kind of factory when I'm done with it. And besides, I really wasn't in love with the signals sitting here. I tried this on another bike, and to me they just look awkward. So all of our switches are on this flaring here. You know, our start button, on and off switch, horn, signals, and lights. So that's kind of cool because I'm gonna have all this extra wiring here that I can just splice into and wire up our new controls over there. So they all will be sitting on the handlebars of the new one. Now I am going to have to relocate this switch relay, whatever this thing is. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look those numbers up and try to find out what that is. And them Harleys out there rolling. Y'all hear that? All right, good news. The line that's straight down the middle that was created by the handlebar split in the middle, it is dead even in the middle. So what I did was I took my tape and I marked the center line and beginning of each of those holes here on both sides, and I measured from here to there, and it's dead center. So that's cool. That's cool. So all right, now all I got to do, guys, is stick my handlebar up here and figure out how high I want the bar to sit, because obviously it can't sit all the way down as rubbing. So I got to figure out how high I want it and mark our center line there in the middle of the bar and drill a hole. Okay, the handlebar height has been figured out, and I marked where I want my hole to go in right there by that little black dot right there. So I got my spring-loaded punch. I'm gonna pop that, and then we're gonna get to drilling. Got my hole drilled all the way through. Everything looks like it went through perfectly, so I guess we can just go ahead now, put our bar on top and run the bolt through, and let's see what we got. And I don't think I dremeled out the other side enough. Now my drill bit I have, that's almost the size. I had to dremel the hole out just a hair to make it go through. So all right, well, it's almost through, but check it out. That height, I think that's perfect. That looks pretty good. Now let me show you guys, as far as the trail tech on how to mount it, this is why I went with the handlebar clamp from the Honda Joker clone. I have two holes there that used to mount the I think the headlight for that bike. So these little slots in here, you know, they fit perfectly. So, but I'm gonna have to raise it up a little bit. So I'm gonna find some spacers, and I want it to sit just about like that. So what you guys think? I mean, racy, lower, sleek? I don't know. I think I like it. I don't know, guys. It looks super low. These handlebars are way down. Now the old one sat about right here, maybe 3-4 inches taller, you know, but it is what it be now. I mean, but what I can do, I have some more of these little handlebar clamps, and I can use these as risers. I actually can put spacers up under this thing, or these, and just raise it up. I have about 8 of these, so we can make it go higher if we need to. But our bar is securely mounted, so that ain't going nowhere. All right, gang, well, check it out. I fixed my headlight from my wheelie debacle. I tried to do a wheelie on this thing, and I broke the headlight. Now that crack that was there when I bought the bike, so I went ahead and plastic welded the cracks back together. I did it on the inside right here. I had to do this one on the outside because it's in a tricky spot, and I didn't want to run the risk of just snapping this whole corner off. So, but use some plumbing strap and fix the headlight mounts you can see back there. So now I went ahead and ran my wires for my switches up. I have my left hand switches, headlight, horn, and signals on that side, and my start and stop switch on this side. First, I'm going to go ahead and put on my clutch lever, which is now a brake lever. So what I had to do, since this thing is threaded for the clutch on the motorcycle it was on, I took my unicorn bit here, and I just basically made a little pocket, you know, for my end of my brake cable to set in, because before it just kind of sat on the top, and I wanted to set into a little pocket and stay locked in. So I'm going to go ahead and slide both of my brake levers on, the brake, clutch. Go ahead and get the switches where I want them. Probably want to put this one on first. Yeah, just get everything where I want it, and then we can start wiring the part I really don't want to do. Okay, got both brake levers attached, mounted. That one works pretty good, nice and stiff. Now my handlebar grip for my derbies are a little, a little worn out, so I don't know if that bar is 7/8 bar or not, but it looks kind of small. So, all right, what I'm going to do first is hook up my start and stop switch, kill switch, and I got the other ones here. So I'm just going to take this back off, trace the wiring on the inside, and hook it to the according wire on the harness. Okay, I ran into my first snafu. Now I hooked up the hydraulic brake on this side, and this banjo bolt had dual holes in it. Focus. And I needed one with a single, so I had to go out and rob Peter to pay Paul. I actually just jacked one of the parts bikes. Also, another tip, if you're taking apart a wiring harness that you've never done before, go ahead and label the wires so you know where to go back to. So I got my brake switches labeled, and I got my left and right signals that are going to be running down here now. I got those all, labeled up. All right, gang, excuse the fan, it is getting quite hot in here right now. But anyway, check this out. First electrical dilemma. I have this new start switch here, which has 4 wires. It had 6, but 2 of them just basically went absolutely nowhere. There was nothing on the end of them, and it's nothing in the switch for them to hook to. But okay, I got 4 wires. But over here I have 3 wires from the original start switch. Now, one of those start switch wires, see, it's 3 wires coming in. Well, actually it's 2 coming in, and there's a jumper wire running over to our original start button. So what I'm thinking is 2 of these wires get tied together, and then I'm gonna have to jump this blue wire over to either the gray or the green and yellow wire here. Not sure, but I think it might work. Now I am using bullet connectors for my connections because I totally forgot we were doing this video this weekend and I didn't order connectors. So there it is there. All right, let me figure this out and I'll turn you guys back in. Okay people, I got everything situated with the start button. Now the blue and white wire had to go with one of the red and white wires that ran into the green and yellow. So that was the only way I could get it to work. And by saying only way I could get to work, I mean off is on and on is off. Now I know what you're saying, just flip the wires around the other way and do it the other way and you'll get it right. Wrong. Well, I have come to a conclusion that they wired this sucker wrong from China, since this is an aftermarket kill switch that didn't come with the bike that I got it off of. It was wired into that bike. So yes, off is on and on is off, but no big deals. Now I got my brake switches wired in, so we have tail lights now. I don't know if you can see it. See that? All right, we got tail lights on both sides, so let's go ahead and crank it up. Now remember, off is on. Key is already on. All good, all good. So, all right guys, I had to go ahead and put the Trail Tech up here because I had to shorten the hose on this brake chamber because the reservoir, because it was rotted and it set too far over, so I had to shorten it and bring it back that way a little bit to clear the vapor. But yeah, I got that thing mounted and I like it. I really like it. Now the back side, we're gonna have to put some type of cover here, because now all these wires here are going to go down inside of the front leg shield. They're not going to be hanging out here. I'm just keeping them long right now so I can figure everything out. So now I'm going to jump over here and wire up the headlight switch, horn, and whatever this freaking toggle switch is here. I don't know. I think this thing did come with instructions. I got to check that out. All right, I just figured it out. This is the headlights. Okay. I was like, what the heck is this switch? Because it's not labeled. Anyway. All right, well, wiring this in shouldn't be too hard. Okay, so the turn signals is blue, red, and black. The horn is yellow and brown. And the headlight switch is what I'm thinking it is, high beam, low beam, is white, purple, and green. So I'm gonna start at the easiest one and do the horn. Okay, I have my horn button here, and just so you guys know, I am leaving a little bit of meat on this side of the connector because I do have another Derbi Atlantis, same year, 2003, just a dark blue. So kind of want to save all these in case I need it for that one. You know the best thing about these temporary permanent bullet connectors, and I say temporary permanent because they're temporary until something goes wrong, but permanent if nothing never goes wrong. Anyway, I got the horn fixed, well, wired in, so that's all good. Now next we're going to move on to blinkers. I want to do blinkers next. Is that the blinker? Yeah, that's the blinker. All right guys, got the other side wired up now. Got my flashers working except for the left side. I think the flasher is bad, I'm not sure. I checked the bulbs front and back, recheck my wiring, so that's good because it works just fine on both front and back. So I don't know, but we'll leave trying to figure this side out for another day. Oops, that's the horn. Yep, see, it just don't come on, but that one works. All right, so now I did get the signal lights that came off from up under the old handlebar. Here's the housing. So there is a screw hole that lines up with the inside of the housing on both sides. I just need to find another screw where I can just run it into the top and just tie it in. I mean, and that's that. Right now I just got it taped up. Okay, I got my headlight working, but the only issue is my bulb is either high beam or low beam is burnt out. I don't know which one. So you crank the bike up. Now I need to do some tuning on this bike. I don't know why it idled up all of a sudden, but let's try and crank it up. All right, one of my filaments in my bulb is blown out. That's easy peasy. I mean, easy peasy. That's an easy fix. So I just got to order a new bulb. Now I'm gonna save that signal light issue until I strip the bike down, because I think the relay is right here. I have a parts bike and there's a couple relays right here on the side. I know it's not here because I don't see anything, but yeah, we'll save all that until we strip the bike down. The next video we're going to paint this bike and make it look a little bit better before we dig into that engine. So now let's jump into the Trail Tech. Okay gang, I wasn't going to hook up the Trail Tech Vapor right now just because the way my bank account is set up.
Insufficient funds, you ain't got no money.
But anyway, we're going to press right on. Okay, inside the box we have the user's manuals, instructions, everything. This is the power wire, and I think one of these wires wraps around the spark plug for the RPMs. This is our speed indicator wire. It comes with these magnets and a screw that you can screw into your brake rotor. So this sensor here can pick up the revolutions and judge your speed and all that wizardry and math and stuff. But okay, first thing we're going to do, guys, just hook up the power, get some power to that beast. Then I think I want to move on to the speedo cable. Now this thing also came with a temperature sensor for a water cooled engine. You know, The Derbi is a 2-stroke, so this is not going to work for us. I have to order another cable, and it's like 40 some bucks, man, just for a wire that goes around the spark plug. So we're just gonna save on this, put it to the side. Okay, now looking at the instructions, it looks like our power wire and our RPM wire, like I said, they're exactly the same, so there's no big difference. It says I need to hook it directly to the battery, or as an alternative, run wires all the way to the battery as possible. Tap into electrical system to best connect power. All right, so we're going to find a power source. Okay, here's our power wire here, so I'm just going to click right on in after I unloosen it. There we go. And I don't know, I feel kind of funny running this without a fuse. It says it's hooked straight to. Now I know this thing has a battery in the back for backup, but I don't know. I don't feel right to me hooking this up without a fuse, but who am I to second guess something else? So, all right, we just find a power source. Okay, gang, took the battery cover off, which is right in the floorboard. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna tie in on the back side of this fuse here, you know, just for a little peace of mind to me. At least I know there's a fuse in between this wire and the battery. Use this little piece of rod just to kind of fish it like right out that hole. There it is right there. I grab that. That worked great. All right, so let me see if I can put an end on this real quick. Okay, what I did was I just spliced the wire in two and used my knockoff solder stick connections to get a good connection with that power wire. Now on the ground side, the smallest spade I had, it was a red, so I'm going to use my professional grade Sharpie here and just color that on over so I don't make any future mistakes, you know. Hook this thing up backwards. Yeah, that'll take care of it. As long as I don't flip it on the other side and get confused. All right, so now let's hook up the fuse and see if we get any signs of life. Now, let you guys, oh, I hear something. Something just made a noise. We got power. Got power to this relay that's over here, so it's kind of weird. You gotta kind of screw that thing in, and it's not all the way, but that's good enough. All right, let's see. We got power to the Trail Tech, and yes, we do. We have everything lit up. So there we go. Got our miles per hour, RPMs. Oh, this thing even has a temperature gauge up there in the corner. It says it's 79 degrees in here. All right, okay, even got a clock. All right, all right. All right, well, let's go ahead and move forward and hook up the speedo cable. I mean speed sensor. All right, gang, another electrical snafu. Now, all the other little wires in here from the Trail Tech are labeled. Like this one is power. This one says nothing, but it's a female connector, so it only can go to one thing. This one says it goes to the tack, so it's got to be that one. I don't know why they wouldn't label that. Okay, anyway, let me run this thing down through the body, and then we got to figure out how and where are we going to attach these magnets to the wheel. Now it has one bolt in here. Oh, the bag's busted open. Okay. It has a magnet right there, and it has this bolt with a magnet in it. Now it says in the instructions to take one of these bolts out and replace it, but I don't know. I think the Atlantis bolt is a little bit bigger, so if not, all else fails, I think maybe I can just glue that magnet on the rotor here somewhere. Okay guys, since this speed sensor cable is for a Yamaha, Honda, KTM, Kawasaki motorcycle. Looks like I'm going to have to figure my own way of doing things on this. So, all right, I just got to try to, I'm trying to look and see which way the sensors should be bolted to pick up. I think it reads right on that side there, because in the instructions it says it should be bolted like that. So I don't know, maybe I should zip tie this sucker to the frame somehow, maybe, I don't know. Let me figure it out and I'll tune you guys right back in. I keep saying, if I don't know how to do anything, I know how to make a mess. All right guys, check it out. This is the first time in my life that being a junior hoarder has paid off. All right, I got the speed sensor you see there, and I couldn't find a place to put it, but I found these little shock clamps that came with the forks, the lowered forks that's on my orange Zuma. And you know, things don't come with instructions these days, so I didn't know what to do with them, and I just chucked them in my box. But as you can tell, I got one there and it fits perfect. So I'm gonna throw this other one back in the box in case I need it again. But yeah, I got my magnet on here now. Now I had to use the magnet that came in the bag instead of the bolt. Now I was a little concerned that this magnet might just fly away, you know, because we're trying to go ludicrous speed. So I just took a little dab of super glue gel here, put it on there. So hopefully the magnetic force and the super glue will keep that thing in place. Check this out, check this out. All right, let's see, can we spin the wheel and look at the gauge quick enough. All right. It's working. All right, so we got power, we got speedo. I think the last thing to do now, guys, is to run the tach, and then we're done. All right, we got a functioning Trail Tech Vapor. All right guys, so for my RPM signal, I just did like the instructions said, and I wrapped the red wire of the tach around the spark plug wire there, if I can get it up. Yep, just wrapped and tied it. Wrapped it 5 times is what it said, and wrap it more if the RPM signal is intermediate, if that's how you say that word. Then the black wire, I just grounded it to the engine. So yeah, I'm gonna make all this look pretty later. All right gang, so we got speedo, we got RPMs. Let's crank this thing up. Now that's crazy. I don't know why the miles per hour starts to move when the bike run is just sitting here idling. But it might have something to do with the way the wires are ran. So I think I might have to space my wires out a little bit. But hey, I'm going ahead and just start putting the bike back together. You know, double check, do some zip tying and everything. And I guess first thing in the morning, because it's dark now, you know, I've been in and out the house all day long, hanging with the kids. You know, you got to be a good dad in today's world, you know. Just can't hang out playing with your projects. You got to pay them some attention too. So first thing in the morning, guys, we're gonna run out, run this thing up the street, you know, just basically test out our new levers, switches, make sure everything is running right. Oh yeah, I got to put some brake juice in the caliper and bleed that tonight too. So I'll tap you guys back in the morning.
The next day.
Acting nasty, like some bacterial mold. Whatever happens, let it go in. People flapping their gums. It's hard to listen when you're feeling more dope than the two-party system. But loving where you at, that's the true art of living. Stop grasping, let it go in.
Alright gang, that's a good little run this morning. It is freezing out here. I mean, it's about 50 degrees. Okay man, well, the bike is back together, sounding good, you know. Definitely needs a lot of tuning, a lot. But as far as the handlebar setup, man, check it out, man. I'm digging it. Still got to figure out what's going on with the Trail Tech Vapor. You know, I think I'm getting the skin effect from my RPM wire being close to other wires, so I'm going to have to figure out a way to route it or shield it so it doesn't pick up any other signal. Next part of the build on this bike, I'm going to work on the CVT. I have not even opened this thing, so I don't even know what's in there. But man, I think the bike looks great. Now the next video, I think we should just go ahead and work on the paint. You know, if it's going to be the Fast and the Furious, it needs to look the part from the jump. I will say this, guys, the brakes, they came out great. The levers, they need to be touched up. You know, they're a little sun faded, but the hydraulic brake side took me about 2 hours last night to get these things bled properly. But now, I mean, this thing stops on a dime. Heck, I didn't even have brakes when I first got the bike, to be honest with you, but to have front brakes for the first time since I had it is nice. I just realized the camera lens was dirty. My bad, guys. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to head on back to the house and play with the bike a little bit more after it warms up and try to dial this all in. So thanks for watching. On the next video, we're going to get right into the paint and body on this thing and get it looking great. I already got the color scheme figured out in my head, so that's no big deal. We're just going to jump right into it on the next video. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you guys watching the videos, and I'll see you on the next one.